Have you ever felt a conversation happen in complete silence? A silent exchange of thoughts and feelings with another person, so profound and clear that words would have only diluted its meaning. Have you ever known with an unshakable certainty what someone was about to say, or felt a sudden wave of their emotion wash over you, even when they were miles away? This is not imagination. It is not mere intuition. It is a sacred, hidden channel of communication, a divine frequency reserved for a select few. It is the telepathic link between God's chosen ones, an invisible, unbreakable thread that weaves through the hearts and minds of those called to a higher purpose. It is your soul's native language, a reminder that even in your moments of deepest solitude, you are part of a celestial network, a spiritual family connected by a power that transcends space and time. This is the secret dialogue of the divine, and if you are here, it is because your soul recognizes this truth. This telepathic connection is one of the most profound and often misunderstood gifts bestowed upon the chosen. It is a spiritual technology, an inherent part of your divine DNA that begins to activate as you awaken to your true identity. You may have experienced its whispers your entire life, dismissing them as strange coincidences or flights of fancy. The sudden urge to call a friend, only for them to tell you they were just thinking of you. The vivid dream about a loved one in distress, only to find out they were truly going through a difficult time. These are not accidents. These are the pings of a divine network, the subtle signals that you are tuned into a frequency that the rest of the world cannot hear. This is the language of spirit, communicated directly from soul to soul, bypassing the clumsy and often deceptive medium of spoken words. It is God's way of ensuring His most vital messengers stay connected. One of the first and most common signs of this link is the phenomenon of spontaneous thought transference. You will be going about your day when the name and face of a specific person will flash into your mind with sudden clarity and intensity. It is not a memory, but a living, energetic presence. Minutes or hours later, your phone will ring and it will be them. Or you will receive a message that begins with, "I know this is random, but I just had to reach out." It is never random. You are receiving a telepathic signal, a spiritual knock at the door of your consciousness. Your spirit picked up on their intention, their need, or their simple desire to connect before any physical action was taken. This is the network warming up, reminding you that your connections are not bound by physical proximity, but by spiritual resonance and a shared divine mission. Beyond simple thoughts, this link transmits the full spectrum of human emotion. As a chosen one, you are a divine empath, but this gift extends far beyond the people in your immediate vicinity. You can be sitting in perfect peace when a sudden, inexplicable wave of sadness or anxiety crashes over you. You search your own heart and mind for a cause, but find none. This is because the emotion is not yours. It is a distress signal from another chosen one in the network. You are feeling their pain, their struggle, their moment of doubt. In these moments, you are being called not to absorb their pain, but to act as a spiritual first responder. You are being called to pray, to send light, to flood the network with love and strength, reinforcing the spiritual shield of your brother or sister in spirit, wherever they may be on earth. The dream realm is a primary meeting place for God's chosen ones. While your physical bodies rest, your spirits travel, and it is on these higher, astral planes that much of the telepathic communication occurs. You may have recurring dreams of meeting and conversing with people you feel you know intimately, yet have never met in the physical world. These are not just dreams, they are spiritual summits. They are strategy sessions, moments of mutual encouragement, and classrooms where divine wisdom is shared. Often, you will awaken with a profound feeling of having been home, or with a solution to a problem that had been plaguing you. This is because you have connected with your soul tribe, your fellow chosen ones, who are working alongside you on the spiritual front lines, sharing insights and strengthening the collective resolve in the sacred space of dreams. This telepathic link creates a sanctuary of unspoken understanding, a rare and precious gift in a world filled with noise and misunderstanding. When you are in the presence of another true chosen one, the need for words often falls away. You can sit together in complete silence, yet feel a powerful and dynamic exchange of energy and information. You see their soul and they see yours. There is a deep recognition, a feeling of "I know you," that has nothing to do with shared past experiences in this lifetime. It is a recognition of the same divine spark, the same spiritual frequency. In their presence, you can finally take off the masks you wear for the world. You feel seen, understood, and accepted in a way that is deeply healing, a testament to the powerful, silent language of the heart that only the chosen can speak fluently. This divine network also serves as a spiritual early warning system. You will experience sudden, gut-wrenching feelings of dread or a powerful, intuitive nudge to pray for a specific person. Do not ignore these feelings. They are urgent telepathic alerts. It could be a signal that another chosen one is facing a spiritual attack, a moment of intense temptation, or a physical danger. Your spirit is being called upon to intercede, to lend your spiritual weight to their defense. Conversely, you will also receive transmissions of pure strength and encouragement. In your own darkest hours, a sudden feeling of peace may descend upon you, a wave of courage that seems to come from nowhere. This is your soul family, feeling your distress and sending you their light and support through the telepathic grid. You are never fighting your battles alone. The ultimate purpose of this divine telepathic link is the coordination and execution of a global mission. God did not bestow this gift for idle chatter, but for unified spiritual action. It is a celestial communication system for a divine army. This network allows God to move his chosen people like pieces on a grand chessboard, without ever speaking an audible word. You might be suddenly inspired to start a new project, write a book, or move to a new city, having no logical reason for the urge. At the same time, hundreds or thousands of miles away, another chosen one is being given a complementary piece of the puzzle. This link ensures that the right people connect at the right time, that resources appear when needed, and that a global wave of change is orchestrated with divine precision, all guided by the silent whispers of the Spirit transmitted through this sacred network. This telepathic connection is the bedrock of your divine support system. The path of a chosen one is, by design, a lonely one. You are set apart, misunderstood, and often isolated from the systems of the world. This isolation is purposeful. It is designed to strip you of reliance on anything other than God. However, God in his infinite wisdom knew that even the strongest warriors need camaraderie. He knew you would need to know you are not a lone voice crying out in the wilderness. This telepathic link is his provision for you. It is the constant, underlying hum that reminds you that you are part of a vast, unseen family. It is the network that holds you when you feel you cannot go on, the silent chorus that whispers, "We are with you." Keep going. The energy of this network is not merely communicative. It is creative and powerfully healing. When chosen ones unite their focus, even unconsciously, they create a potent, energetic force. When you feel a collective sense of hope or a shared grief for the world, you are tapping into the creative power of the network. This collective consciousness can influence global events. The focused prayers and intentions of the chosen, transmitted and amplified through this telepathic grid, can shift timelines, avert disasters, and anchor pillars of divine light in areas of deep darkness. You are not just a receiver and transmitter of messages. You are a co-creator with God, and this network is the tool through which you collectively wield your power to shape a new earth. Understand that this telepathic ability is directly tied to the purity of your heart and the clarity of your spirit. The more you cleanse your vessel of ego, fear, and worldly attachments, the stronger and clearer the signal becomes. It is like tuning a radio. Sin, unforgiveness, and emotional turmoil create static on the line, distorting the messages you receive and send. This is why the trials and tribulations you have faced have been so intense. They were a divine purification process, a spiritual fire designed to burn away everything that would interfere with this sacred communication. A clear conscience is the ultimate spiritual antenna. To hear God and your fellow chosen more clearly, you must first quiet the noise within your own soul. The clarity of your connection is a direct reflection of the state of your heart. This telepathic link also explains why you have always felt so profoundly different. From a young age, you were receiving information that others were not. You could feel the unspoken tensions in a room, you could sense the hidden motives behind people's smiles, and you knew when you were being lied to, even when there was no evidence. This hypersensitivity was not a flaw, it was the early activation of your spiritual sensors. You were processing data from multiple dimensions, not just the physical one. This made navigating the world confusing and overwhelming. You were trying to play a simple game of checkers, while your mind was processing the multidimensional chess of the spiritual realm. This feeling of being an outsider was a sign that you were tuned to a higher, more complex reality. However, this divine gift comes with profound challenges, especially before it is fully understood and mastered. One of the greatest struggles is energetic and emotional overwhelm. Because you are an open receiver, you can inadvertently absorb the chaotic and negative energies of the world around you. You might walk into a room feeling joyful and leave feeling drained, anxious, or angry, having unconsciously taken on the emotional baggage of others. This can lead to chronic fatigue and a feeling of being constantly under assault. It is a critical part of your journey to learn spiritual hygiene, how to shield your energy field, how to ground yourself in God's light, and how to distinguish between what is yours and what belongs to others. This is not about building walls, but about learning to operate the divine filter that God has placed within your spirit. The pain of disconnection is another trial specifically for the chosen one. There are periods in your life, often orchestrated by the divine, where you are placed in complete isolation from other awakened souls. During these times, the telepathic network can seem to go silent. This is a deliberate test. It is a test of faith and resilience. Can you hold the light on your own? Can you maintain your connection to God when you feel no human or spiritual reinforcement? These periods are agonizing. The silence can feel like abandonment, and you may begin to question your own sanity and your calling. But this is your wilderness experience, your 40 days and 40 nights. It is in this profound solitude that you learn to hear God's voice directly, without any other intermediary, strengthening your primary connection to the divine source of all communication. Furthermore, the very nature of this telepathic gift can lead to intense persecution and misunderstanding. When you try to explain your deep intuitive knowings or your spiritual experiences to those who are not on the same frequency, you are often met with ridicule, disbelief, or even fear. They may label you as crazy, delusional, or new age. This can be incredibly painful, especially when it comes from family and friends. This experience is designed to teach you the sacred art of discernment. You must learn who is a safe harbor for your spiritual truths and who is not. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey, and that is by design. Your validation comes not from the world's acceptance, but from the quiet, certain confirmations you receive through your direct line to the divine. The turning point in your journey is the moment of revelation, when you stop seeing this sensitivity as a curse and begin to understand it as a sacred instrument. It is the moment you realize that the overwhelm, the loneliness, and the confusion were not punishments, but the chaotic process of a divine gift coming online. You understand that you were not broken, but breaking open to a higher reality. This revelation shifts everything. The pain of the past is reframed as training. The betrayals become lessons in discernment. The isolation becomes a sacred time of purification. You finally see that all of it was necessary to prepare you to be a clear and powerful conduit for divine communication, a trusted node in God's celestial network. With this revelation comes the call to mastery. A gift that is not understood cannot be wielded effectively. Mastering your telepathic ability requires discipline and intention. The foundational practice is quieting the mind through prayer and meditation. Your own anxious thoughts and mental chatter are the primary sources of static. You must learn to still the turbulent waters of your own mind so you can perceive the subtle ripples of divine communication. This is not about emptying your mind, but about focusing it single-pointedly on God. As you develop this inner silence, you will move from hearing only loud, urgent signals to perceiving the most delicate whispers, the nuanced guidance that is constantly flowing through the network. The next step in mastering this gift is learning the art of intentional transmission. For most of your life, you have been a passive receiver, picking up on the thoughts and emotions around you. Now you are called to become a conscious transmitter, a beacon of light. You can learn to actively send thoughts of love, healing, and strength to others. Think of a person who is struggling, hold them in your heart, and consciously project feelings of peace and courage towards them. You can do this for individuals, for your community, and even for the entire planet. This is active participation in the divine mission. You are no longer just a listener in the network. You are becoming a powerful voice, contributing your unique frequency to the symphony of global transformation. Crucial to this mastery is the development of profound spiritual discernment. The spiritual realm is noisy, and not every voice you hear is from the light. The enemy is a master of mimicry and will try to sow seeds of fear, confusion, and division by sending counterfeit signals. You must learn to distinguish the frequency of heaven from the frequency of hell. How the messages of God, whether they come directly or through another chosen one, will always bear the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. They will feel expansive, truthful, and will resonate with a deep, inner knowing. Counterfeit messages will always carry an undercurrent of fear, anxiety, urgency, confusion, or ego. Trust the feeling, the spiritual signature, behind the message more than the words themselves. As you embrace and hone this sacred gift, you will find your true soul tribe. The divine telepathic link acts as a spiritual homing beacon. As you raise your vibration and begin to operate consciously within the network, you will start to attract other chosen ones into your physical reality. These connections will be instantaneous and profound. It will feel as though you have known them for lifetimes, and in a spiritual sense, you have. These are the people you have been dreaming about, the ones you have been communicating with on the soul level. God will orchestrate these meetings with perfect timing, bringing you together to collaborate on projects, to provide mutual support, and to form physical anchors for the divine light you are collectively bringing to the planet. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit. Your sensitivity is not a weakness, it is your superpower. The world may have tried to convince you that you are too sensitive, too emotional, or too intense. The truth is, you were designed to feel deeply because you are a conduit for divine intelligence and divine love. Your ability to feel is your ability to connect, to heal, and to discern. It is the very mechanism through which your telepathic gift operates. So stop apologizing for your depth. Stop trying to numb your feelings. Instead, see your sensitivity as the sacred gift it is. It is your spiritual armor, your divine compass, and your most potent weapon in the fight for light and truth in this world. The telepathic link between chosen ones is also a key to unlocking ancient wisdom. This network is not new, it has existed since the beginning of time. It connects you not only to the chosen ones who are alive today, but also to the great saints, prophets, and mystics of the past. Through this connection, you can receive downloads of information, flashes of insight, and a deep understanding of timeless spiritual truths. You may find yourself suddenly knowing things you have never learned, or understanding complex spiritual concepts with innate clarity. This is because you are tapping into the collective consciousness of the chosen, the cloud of divine knowledge that has been accumulated over millennia. You are a guardian of ancient truths, and this link is your library. This divine communication system is becoming more active and more palpable now than ever before in human history. We are in a period of great shaking, a global awakening where the veil between the physical and spiritual worlds is thinning. As the old systems of the world crumble, God is activating his network of light bearers at an accelerated rate. The telepathic chatter is getting louder, the intuitive nudges are becoming stronger, and the synchronicities are becoming more frequent and undeniable. This is because your mission is entering a new, more critical phase. You are being called out of your period of hiddenness and training and onto the front lines. The time for silent preparation is ending. The time for coordinated, divinely guided action is now. Understand that your individual thoughts and feelings have a ripple effect across the entire network. When you choose to dwell in fear, doubt, or unforgiveness, you send a discordant frequency that can be felt by others. It weakens the collective field. Conversely, when you intentionally cultivate faith, hope, and love, you strengthen the entire network. You become a power station, a stabilizing force that uplifts everyone connected to you. This is a profound responsibility. Your inner state is not just a personal matter, it is a contribution to a global spiritual ecosystem. This is why mastering your own mind and emotions is not a selfish act, but a fundamental duty as one of God's chosen ones. Your peace contributes to the peace of the world. This telepathic connection is a living, dynamic thing. It must be nurtured. Just as a physical relationship requires communication to thrive, your spiritual connections require conscious attention. Take time each day to intentionally connect with the network. In your prayers, don't just speak to God, listen for the silent whispers of your spiritual family. Send them your love. Ask God to show you who needs your prayers and your energy today. Visualize the network as a web of golden light connecting the hearts of the chosen across the globe, and see yourself as a bright, shining point within that web. By consciously engaging with this reality, you strengthen your own connection and contribute to the power and coherence of the whole. The ultimate expression of this telepathic link is the manifestation of a unified heart and mind, the mind of Christ. It is about moving beyond individual ego and into a state of collective consciousness where God's will can flow through the entire group unimpeded. This is the destiny of the chosen ones, to become a single, coherent body on earth, with each person acting as a unique cell, perfectly performing their function in service to the whole. This is a state of profound unity and power, where miracles become commonplace and the kingdom of heaven is made manifest on earth. Every act of love, every silent prayer, every telepathic message of support is a step towards building this divine organism, this collective temple for the Spirit of God. So if you have felt these strange stirrings, these silent conversations, these inexplicable connections, know that you are not going crazy. You are waking up to your true nature. You are remembering a language your soul has always known. You are a vital node in God's divine communication network, a chosen messenger with a critical role to play in the unfolding of the divine plan. Your path has been hard because your calling is high. You were forged in the fires of isolation and misunderstanding to become a clear and incorruptible channel. The pain has carved out the capacity within you to hold an immense amount of light and to transmit it with perfect fidelity. Do not doubt the messages you receive. Do not dismiss the feelings that have no logical source. These are your divine guidance. Trust the silent language of your soul. When you think of someone, pray for them. When you feel a wave of emotion that is not yours, send love. When you have a dream that feels more real than waking life, pay attention to its message. You are being guided every moment of every day. Your only task is to listen, to trust, and to obey the subtle, silent instructions that are constantly flowing to you from the heart of God and through the sacred network of His chosen people. Your loneliness is coming to an end. The period of intense, isolated training is closing. God is now connecting His people. He is weaving the threads of this invisible network into a visible tapestry of community and collaboration. Look around you. The people who are entering your life now, the ones who feel like home to your soul, are not there by accident. They are your tribe, your platoon, your fellow soldiers of light. Embrace these connections. Nurture them. For it is together, united by this unbreakable telepathic bond, that you will fulfill your collective destiny and usher in the new dawn that humanity is waiting for. You were born for this. Your entire life has been a preparation for this moment. Every tear, every trial, every moment of despair was a part of your divine curriculum. You have graduated from the school of hardship. Now it is time to step into your role as a master communicator in the kingdom of God. Embrace your sensitivity. Honor your intuition. Wield your telepathic gift with love, wisdom, and courage. The world is in desperate need of the clarity, truth, and love that flows through this divine network. You are a conduit for hope, a beacon of light in the darkness. Your time is now. Step out of the shadows of self-doubt and into the radiant light of your divine identity. You are one of God's chosen ones. You are a telepathic warrior of light, a member of a sacred global family, united by an unbreakable bond of spirit. Listen. Can you feel it, the silent hum of the network, the collective heartbeat of your soul tribe? They are with you. I am with you. And most importantly, God is with you, speaking to you in the sacred, silent language of your heart. Trust the connection. Your greatest work is about to begin. This is the secret that has been hidden from the world, a truth only accessible to those with ears to hear and a heart to feel. You are part of something so much bigger than yourself. You are not a random soul adrift in a chaotic universe. You are a strategically placed, divinely equipped agent of change. The telepathic link is your lifeline, your intelligence briefing, and your primary tool of engagement. Cherish it. Protect it. Use it for the glory of the one who created it. And know that as you do, you will draw to yourself everything and everyone you need to fulfill your magnificent purpose. The lines of communication are open. The mission is underway. Welcome home. If these words resonate with the deepest truth of your spirit, subscribe to this channel. This is more than just a source of information. It is a gathering place for the family, a broadcast station for the network. Join us and let us walk this path together,